Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at a pretty insane situation slash story that unfolded with Pokimane, and I think that this is a really big cautionary tale, not only just to me, but to pretty much anyone, man. I mean, if you're a content creator, especially, like with these brand deals and all this stuff that go down, like, I know how this all works, right? You know, you get your email hit up for sponsorships or for brand deals or whatever it may be, and of course, like, as creators, we want to take brand deals and sponsorships when we can because, you know, it's money that we can use to put back into our channels, or, you know, money we might need to pay our bills or whatever it may be. So I understand why people take brand deals and sponsorships. I even just did one yesterday, so like I get it, you know. I understand. I have my own email for them and everything too. If you're a brand manager and you want to hit up Optimus, it's optimus@subtooptimus.com. But it's a pretty big deal for creators, right? But there's an issue in this community, in this industry, right, where people are basically going around and they're using the opportunity to like go to YouTubers' emails and stuff like that, hit their influencer emails, and they're using these opportunities to basically scam people and rip them off. Now, there's been a bunch of different scams that have happened through YouTube influencer inboxes and DMs and stuff like that before. You know, you've had like channels basically get stolen from stuff like this. You've had people have money involved and they get scammed and stuff like that. Like, there's all kinds of different things that have happened, but this is a unique one, man, because I can only imagine how down bad you really have to be to do some shit like this. Like, just imagine how just fucking down tremendous you've got to be to even consider this concept, man. And I gotta say, like, functionally, they did pretty good. Like, they almost got it. You know what I mean? Like, when you hear this story and when you look at everything about this, they got like 60% of the way there. Like, they got way farther than I would have thought something like this would have got, but they were doing some crazy shit, man. So Pokimane came out with her story about how basically these people posed as like an influencer brand or whatever so they could get into like a conversation with her, and they almost literally scammed her into sending nudes. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Like, that is a real situation that has unfolded. Pokimane made the video talking about it, and I want to cover it because I know a lot of creators watch my channel, and I really want to highlight like the issue that can really unfold if you're not careful about what, you know, influencer emails you open, what companies and stuff you talk to for sponsorships, things like that, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip now, and you guys will hear the story, and we'll come back and talk about it after that's done. So really quick, I want to talk about the Optimus mouse pads we just released. They're built for quality and performance. You can transform your gaming setup with our creative colorways and patterns. You'll never have to worry about missing a flick again. These things are non-slip built, and they're also built to last through every single one of your hardcore gaming sessions. I've got one on my desk right now, and trust me, man, with the new Call of Duty coming out, it's been huge. Our mouse pads are also cheaper than the competition, and every purchase helps grow the channel so we can keep creating amazing content for you. Click the link in the description and use code OPTI10 to get a 10% discount until tomorrow.
Mainly because I don't want anyone else to fall for this really weird influencer scam. It all started a couple weeks ago when I got an email from this company called Nudes. If you don't know, they make like loungewear, bras, undergarments, things like that. And I actually mentioned them in one of my past videos because I wear their bras all the time, really comfy, love them. And sometimes when you order from a company and you talk about them, since they have your email from the order that you made, they'll email you and just say like, oh, thank you for the shout out. And they asked me if I wanted some PR, which, like, if you use the stuff, why not, right? So afterwards, they sent me like this PowerPoint of this new collection that they want to launch, and they said that they just need my measurements and my address, and that they'll send me like 3 custom bras, whatever. However, I was in New York at the time, so I said, hey, can I send you all this stuff in a week when I'm back home? And they said, yeah, that's totally fine. They follow up a few days later when I'm back in LA, and I go to take my measurements, and that's when I look at the email with the diagram they sent me and everything, and I realized that they weren't showing me how to take my measurements. They were asking me to put tape measure around me and send them a photo of my bare chest. No company is going to ask you to send them a photo of your yitties. So that's when I realized this whole time I've been speaking to a scammer. They made a fake email pretending to be working at the company, and they added the same ending that the company would use, but then they put @hotmail.com. But they were also forwarding me fake emails from their fake boss, obviously just editing to pretend like it's a legit company email. They made a fake multi-page PowerPoint. And this person had kindly followed up numerous times. The amount of effort they put in is both comical and frightening. I don't even want to think about what they would have done if I actually sent them anything, whether it's extort me for money, blackmail me. Like, if they have my address, it's even worse. That's also why you should always send stuff to a P.O. box. Do not give companies your actual address.
All right, so Pokimane is basically detailing how these people pretty much set up like a fake email so they could hit her up, and they were trying to get her to send pictures of her like bare chest for quote unquote measurements or whatever here, right? Send her some bras or whatever, man. First things first, you gotta be down horrible to do something like this. Like to even consider like, oh yeah, let's try and get some nude pictures of Pokimane, right? Like you gotta really just be on complete demon time, you know what I mean? Like they went all the way through this. They set up like a 5-step process on how they were gonna scam her out of fucking nudes, you know what I mean? And you can only imagine like what would have happened with those if those pictures got sent. Like if she was naive enough to send these pictures to these people, God knows who the hell they are, right? Those would have been probably, let's be real, all over the internet. They would have been selling these fucking pictures. They'd have been posting them on Twitter. It would have just been horrible for Pokimane. Like she would have literally probably had her nudes exposed. Or even worse, they could have like blackmailed her into sending money so they wouldn't leak the pics. They may even have like her home address now if she sent her shipping information to them. Like all kinds of just like weird, horrible outcomes that are potential from this entire situation, right? So I want to talk about, I guess, like how I avoid scams and like situations, I guess, like this with, you know, influencer brands and emails. Because like I said, you know, I do brand deals and stuff here on my channel when I can too. The number one way that I combat these situations is I always check the sender email. Like 99.9% of the time, if a company is like reaching out to you about doing like a brand deal, they're not just sending it from some like random Gmail address. And like in this story, she says it was a Hotmail address at the end of the day. The vast majority of legitimate companies that you're going to want to sponsor, they have like their own domain. So for instance, like my email is optimus@subtooptimus.com because I own the subtooptimus.com domain. So like let's say Pepsi, you know, wants to sponsor your video, right? Usually the email is going to come from something at pepsi.com or whatever, right? So anytime a company hits me up personally about a brand deal, what I do is I immediately copy the domain link at the end of the email and I search it up, and then I do research on that company. If they don't have a proper website, you know, that actually explains what they do and is like genuine proof that this is them reaching out to me, I simply ignore the emails. Because number one, like there's two ways I look at it. Number one, if the company isn't legitimate enough to have their own $20 domain to email from, they're probably not legitimate enough for you to represent on that kind of level and like genuinely put your brand behind it. And number two, this is just the easiest way on planet Earth to get scammed. And there's a lot of different ways you can get ripped off like this. So you just honestly have to be really cautious, like when you're a creator, about like what you do with your email and stuff, because like, yeah, in this situation, God only knows who these people are, right? Like this could be fucking 3 dudes sitting in a Discord call right now with their Johnsons out fucking stroking their shit, you know what I mean? Just waiting for the Pokimane pics, you know what I mean? So you really gotta watch out with shit like this, man. It's kind of sad to say that. It's kind of insane that like we even have to cover a situation like this and talk about people getting potentially scammed like this. But it's a legitimate concern, man. It's something that you really have to be worried about. And it's a good thing that Pokimane realized at the last minute, you know, like, hey, this is not legit. Like they're taking me for a fucking ride with this one. This is some bullshit, because you got to think there's probably some content creators out there that are genuinely naive enough to believe some shit like this. So I don't know, man. I just wanted to make a video talking about this. So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at subtooptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus while talking about Pokimane and signing out.